Told all my dogs it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
Money on my mind, head in the game. It's like I scored again, diamonds on them dance. I can hear the music playing with them bands. Crowd going wild, dived in the fans. I'm locking in on a mission, I tell her my vision. You young and she get like me. I got your shorty, she with me. I gave her a jersey, I told her to join my team. It's best you go where it's safe. You know how I play, I get to a sack like Frank. You can teach money to fly, I turn it at hop. I catch it and go to the bank. It's crazy, I'm used to the lights, I'm shining so bright. This visor cover my face. You see me working and working, I'm getting it done. And soon they be feeding me grapes.
I told my boys it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
They screaming my name when I walk in the building. Yellow diamonds on me like I play for the Steelers. I'm in the field, yup, just like a Steeler. Oh, this your girl, my bad, had the Steeler. I hop on the beat and I float like a real. I caught a TD, yeah, right across the middle. I'm speaking banks, boy, you telling riddles. Can't hang with the gang, so we had to sit them down. I'm in LA, riding around in the Rams. My dog just called, say he finna touchdown. When I call a play, you won't hear a sound. Hold up, money call it right now. I gotta go and get it, and it don't matter how. All I know is, man, yeah, I'm 10 toes down. I keep my head high and my eyes on the prize. Yeah, my feet on the ground. Let's go. Let's go.
I told my boys it ain't no limits.
No.
Told all my dogs it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game. Two turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make better get around right now. Hey, I'm two turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make better get around right now.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boy stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we don't ride nobody with.
It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. On the move to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keon Crossan. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
That really sets them back, a loss of 6.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Now Tua. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. The first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chargers, nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 29, Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Running on first down, Eckler. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Chargers at 8-4 now in the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
From the 44, Herbert. Now left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Caught by Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
The Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Herbert now. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
But don't tell any defensive coordinator I've played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
They'll go for it and run a little touch pass here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. It's complete to Williams. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert dancing to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Touchdown, Chargers! Austin Eckler with career touchdown number 60. And the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I'm so excited about this game because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Tua to try again on second down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they learn to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not a zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. On the return, Carter. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there in the back end.
And because offensive. It's Eckler again. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And this is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting roughed backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Herbert will give this one. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Dolphins have got it.
Remember in preseason when we went to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Tua sets up to pass it. Able to find Isabella. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
That one goes for 30 yards.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
Again, it's Mostert. But he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Kenneth Murray able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The Charger drive about to get going. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Play action. It's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly. And
the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Herbert has it knocked free. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Their own 27-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they are into field goal range now as he's got the 1st down at the 26.
A gain of 14. And the Dolphin 1st down.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Getting this out to the flat. Mostert. No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. The kick by Sanders is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the 2nd half gets started. On the return, Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the 1st half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have the control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From midfield, here's Tua. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The The Charger drive about to get going. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side, so now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at half.
This is intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
After the turnover, it's Tua. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 76 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing again on second down. Herbert over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Chargers.
Eckler now between the tackles. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now it's Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. And that's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Isabella. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth.
Ready up. Read back.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now Tua. That's complete to his running back, Wilson. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead is knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A gain of 12 yards.
Up the middle with Eckler. 51 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quick bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Noah Igbinoghene. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
3 quarters in the books.
Here we go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Tua. And that's going to be incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Williams brings it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. So 3 plays already, 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Complete to Mike Williams. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Here's Herbert. His throw caught right around the 6. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
On 9-yard gain, brings up 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Isaiah Spiller, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers get a bit closer. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe...
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Dolphins are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they open the lead up now to 25. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. This offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw here, Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Allen! Keenan Allen with career touchdown number 60. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense. He made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And the Dolphins are going to recover. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game instead of being able to shut the door. It's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert now. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmaker.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Channing Tindall.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Yeah, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Dolphins, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year.